Good morning, YouTube. I'd like to do a little quick follow-up to the Tenants from Hell video that I posted yesterday. I felt it was necessary, number one, to do that video because, I have multiple rentals, and I advertise them on Facebook and Craigslist and a couple of other places. And the tenant, whose property that I featured in that video, decided that she wanted to get involved and start talking crap about me. I'm driving, sorry. Wanted to start talking crap and posting, that I'm a lipstick on the pig kind of person, and that my properties are worn out, and I'm greedy, and this, that, and the other. And I just wanted to clarify a few things. Number one, you didn't pay your rent, and she knows. Sorry, I'm going to adjust the camera. She knows who I'm talking about, and I haven't named her name yet, but I will, because the truth is the truth, and I'm not afraid of the truth. If that's necessary, then I will do that. But I'm also a mediator, and I mediate, 75 or 100 eviction cases a year, and have for the last couple of years. So I see all the problems that landlords have. I see all the problems that tenants create, and I'm not going to say that tenants are the problem all the time, because in probably half the cases or more, tenants are the good guys, and the landlords are shady, or the property management companies are not following the rules. The Florida landlord-tenant statute is pretty clear. The judges, as far as I've seen, follow the rules of the landlord-tenant statute pretty much to the letter. So, my point being is that as a mediator, in this very situation, I tried. They were 4, 5, we're in April, so they were October, November, December, so January, February, March, April. They were 4 months behind on lot rent, 5 months behind on lot rent, and 3 months behind on the RV payment. And I waited, trying to negotiate them off the property, and I waited. And because she had a newborn in December, and I tried to be a nice but firm guy. And unfortunately, nice guys always come out with crap on their hands, is the way it basically boils down. And I'm finding over the last 3 or 4 or 5 years of dealing with this kind of nonsense. And yes, I did a background check. But they lied to me right from the outset. They said they were coming from Louisiana, which is where his father lived. So I did a background check for here local and for Louisiana. No problems. So I did the deal with them. Come to find out, they were coming from North Carolina, and he's a convicted felon, has done time in a North Carolina prison for possession of stolen property and DUI and something else. I don't know, but it was like 18 months in state prison. Which, had I known any of that, I would have said, no, sorry, this deal is just not going to work out. And I would have just, not rented to them at all, because I don't live or die by a little bit of rent that I get off that one property. Is it nice to have some income off that property to be able to pay for property taxes and the insurance? And yeah, sure it is. But it's not going to make or break me if I don't make a couple $100 a month off that property. Don't get me wrong. Once you put that money in your budget, and you start budgeting for that money when it's not there, yeah, it hurts a couple $100 a month. right there with anybody that works a regular job. So my point of this follow-up is that, I did try as a landlord and especially as a mediator to mediate that property, mediate those tenants, to get them off the property. It was just one thing after the other, after the other, after the other. That was just stupid stuff. I guess the moral of this story is I'm going to have to change my application process to include where have you lived, everywhere you have lived for the last 5 years. And I'm going to need landlord numbers or tax records if they've owned property for the last 5 years. That's going to have to be where, now, don't get me wrong, I'm not friends with these people. I've had that arm's length relationship. I tell everybody my friend calendar is all full up. This is a business transaction. As long as you pay the rent, take care of the property, take out the trash, and code enforcement doesn't bother me, I'm not going to bother you. You're paying to live there, but you have to pay. That's the basis of any housing relationship. Nobody lives for free. Whether you own the property, whether you rent the property, nobody lives for free because I have a mortgage, or if I paid the mortgage off, I've done the work to then deserve to live for free, which is not really for free because I still have taxes every year, I still have insurance every year, just because the property's paid off. But I have more of a right to live there for free than a tenant does. So, I don't know, they've got this sense of entitlement that I owe them something, that, I can't talk about the facts, which is totally not true. And if their business suffers because of it, then you probably shouldn't try to screw me over when you left. This is not my first rodeo. I've been through this a couple of times, never to this severity. But I've been through this nonsense a couple of times. And, it kind of is what it is. Karma is a bitch. They will get what they deserve. That's what I believe. So, all right. Well, I just wanted to do a little bit of a follow-up video here. There were a lot of questions. There were a lot of, a lot of comments, and we're still, I don't think they've learned their lesson yet. And I'm going to get a judgment, and then I'm going to have wallpaper that says they owe me, $5,000, which is the maximum for small claims court, $5,000 for damages to the RV, for not paying, for destroying the RV, and I've already got a judgment for $1,600 and change, so they're into me for $6,600 plus my court costs, which is another $700-800, and if I have to bring an attorney to court with me, that's another $1,000. So they're going to be into me for almost $8,000. I have collection options, but like they say, you can't get blood out of a turnip, and they don't own anything for the most part. I mean, they have this ratty old beat up piece of crap truck. Sorry. It's worth maybe $500 if I have it picked up and then sold at auction. Not really worth my time in the grand scheme of things. I could probably, she works for Walmart, so I could probably contact Walmart payroll and have her paycheck docked until, of course, she doesn't work there anymore. I don't know. The collection options, I know there's some options, but again, blood and turnip, you know what I'm saying? So, all right, well, that's all I have to say for today, for right now anyways. Depending upon what happens, I may end up making a third follow-up, part 3, who knows? But just a tip for the landlords, make sure you follow the rules. And when you follow the rules, that includes the proper 3-day notice, or if you're mailing it to them, it's a 7-day notice. This is not legal advice. I'm not an attorney. I'm just going by my experience and the rules of the landlord-tenant law. I gave them 10 days notice. The agreement that they signed said that if at any time they're not following the rules, they had 24 hours to leave. I gave them 30 days, and they still didn't leave, and they didn't pay. And I waited because I was optimistic that I was going to be able to negotiate with them. Little did I know that you can't negotiate with professional scumbags. So, all right. Well, until part 3, if there is necessary for a part 3. Have a good afternoon. Good afternoon, YouTube. It's been an interesting day. This is Tenants from Hell Part 2, Episode 4, for the most part, because it's the 4th part of this ongoing drama and saga. I've been threatened. So, for Justin Paget, who has threatened me openly on Facebook, let's get something straight. I don't have to not tell them new prospective landlords. There is no law that I'm aware of that I can't share photos and the video that I've created and all that of what kind of tenant you and your wife Sherry Paget are and what kind of damage you have done. If you think for 1 minute, if anybody prospective landlord calls me, that I'm not going to share that information, you've fallen and hit your head because you're out of your goddamn mind. Okay? So let's get that straight. As far as the case goes that I'm suing you for, yes, I'm a mediator in Flagler County, but I'm not a mediator for the judge that we have the case with. That's up to them. If they decide, the judge decides that he's got a conflict, then he'll refer the case somewhere else. Otherwise, it's going to move forward in Flagler County. If you try and change the venue, good luck. I'll fight it because this is the home county and this is where the problem took place. So listen, I'm not trashing your name. You have trashed your own name, sir. Also, your little drive-bys at my house and my office is stalking. I have already notified the Bunnell Police Department. They are aware of your vehicle. I have given them your tag number of your green Dodge Dakota truck with the extra cab and the no muffler. You continue to drive by my house and stalk my family, there's going to be a problem. So you take that upon yourself, okay? As far as stating the truth on social media, that's First Amendment. I have the right to tell the truth. I'm not slandering you in any way because what I have said and what I have featured is 100% what has happened. If you have a problem with that, then that's on you because you're the one that trashed the property. You're the one that destroyed the RV. You're the one that left the crappy, dirty diapers all over the place. You're the one that left the trash all over my property. You're the one that destroyed my property, and I'm going to have to hire people to clean it up. The insinuation from Sherry, your wife, that I'm the one that trashed the property is just completely laughable. I have nothing better to do than to try and smear your name, really. You obviously need a hobby, because if that's what you're thinking, again, you've fallen and hit in your head because you're out of your goddamn mind. Okay? So having said that, I'm going to continue to feature tenants from hell. I may even create a website, Scumbags of Flagler County, that'll feature you guys as the first set of scumbag tenants. I come across scumbag tenants all the time. There's nothing illegal about posting what has actually happened and showing pictures of actual damages, because that's exactly what you're also going to see in court. All right? So don't ever threaten me, pal, because I'm not afraid. I'm not going to run from you. And if you seem to think that you're going to silence me because of threats, you got another thing coming. So good luck. Have a good afternoon.